Hello, it's me again. I am drawing again, and yeah, I'm gonna try Posca markers today. I've used them before, but I just haven't really been using them to illustrate things. I've mostly been using them as just a way to color, and so I'm gonna try using it to actually make lines because I think part of my art block has been that I'm so fixated upon lines that I just end up not really. I just don't break out of that because I want every line to be perfect. And then when I need to be more loose with it and I need to like make the mistake in order to find creativity within that, I just don't end up doing that. So, Posca markers. I currently have on my computer. You can't see it, but I promise. I have on my computer Philippine Street View live camera, Solomon Street, Agdao, Davao City. I don't know what this is, but it's the first thing that popped up when I looked at Street View live because I think that there is kind of like I don't know, like I feel like there's an art to drawing things while they're live, you know. I haven't really done that a whole lot. Ooh, let me shift that. Okay. I haven't really done that a whole lot. Like I haven't actually like sat down and drawn a street view. But I tend to draw things as they move anyhow. Just because usually when I end up drawing people, they just happen to be, they just happen to be moving a whole lot because I don't tell them I'm drawing them. And that's a lesson I learned early on. Just because I realized that when you tell people you're drawing them, they get really stiff and weird, you know? They feel absurd, they feel odd. And so, in order to avoid that kind of uncomfortable feeling, I started to simply not tell them when I was drawing them. Because I wanted to draw them, but I didn't really want to make that weird for them. And so I just draw people now. And I've been doing that for a while. And I think it works better than telling them because once you tell them, they kind of, there's a cat here. I'm gonna draw a cat here later. And so, I don't know. I've been doing it for a bit and I think it's better just because it kind of makes you practice like what it is that stands out first. You don't have time to like take in the whole image. You only have time to draw what isn't moving too much or what is notable, you know? The things that don't move too much, well, you know that they probably have two arms, they probably have two legs. Like, you know their anatomy or enough that you can kind of like guesstimate what it is that their next move might look like or how you're gonna draw that arm if they do move. And so I'm trying to make this not look too sloppy. I mean, I guess it's okay if it looks sloppy too, but I think that's okay. I quite like that actually. This is a rail, by the way. Basically the way the street view works is there's a balcony here and then the rest is the street. And so I'm just starting with the balcony just because I feel like by situating it on the page, it kind of tells me where everything else wants to be. It makes it harder to squish things, you know, like it makes it easier to make things more visible. I don't know. I think there's a bouquet of flowers. I'm gonna draw as a bouquet of flowers. And if it isn't, then it's okay. Because there's my sketchbook and I can do whatever I want. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've definitely like been able to grasp kind of like how people look like and are based on drawings that are moving more than when they're still. Because when they're still, there's like an expectation that you capture everything in a certain kind of way, and I don't like that, you know? And also, I don't know if it's something about me or what it is, but more often than not, I feel like I always draw people. Like whenever I draw people and I tell them I drew you and I show it to them, I mean, I get mostly positive feedback, like, oh, I like this, whatever. But I don't know, it's like there's such a essential part that they miss out on by not drawing themselves, you know? Like, usually people who I draw, I don't know, I don't actually have many artist friends, and so usually people who I draw, you know, they're just being drawn. They are the subject, but they don't know what it is like to absorb a subject and place it on paper. So they don't know that I'm focusing on the nose in a certain kind of way because I'm trying to practice it, or like, you know, and so like they just get weirded out whenever things look kind of off because they think that it's a reflection of them and not the fact that this is also a portrait of me as an artist. The fact that I draw a nose is kind of funny, or that, you know? And so I kind of avoid telling people that I drew them now. I'd love to tell them more, but I just feel like if I do tell them that I'm gonna draw them, I'm hiding more things, especially if you know them. Especially if you know, like, oh, they are insecure about their chin or they're insecure about their eyebrows, then I'm gonna be focusing a whole lot more on like trying to not make it uncomfortable for them, trying to make it pretty. But then I don't know. To me, its job isn't to be pretty. I feel like pretty art has a place. But I don't like when my art, like specifically when I sit down and make art, I don't like my focus to be beauty, because to me that ends up boring. I like to draw interesting things, and interesting things can be kind of off looking. Which means that if somebody has an interesting nose, I'm gonna enjoy drawing that nose. I'm gonna draw that funky nose. And then if I show it to them, they'll be like, why did he draw it like that? It's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know? And I guess it's a hard attitude to grasp because, like, I don't know, like, I've been drawn very little. I've been drawn 3 times that I can think of. One was by a friend who had, like, I don't know, the way that he drew me was very, I don't know, he saw me as a very masculine person, and so it seemed to focus a lot on that, and I didn't mind it. I liked it a lot. But that being said, it was also, I don't know, I felt like it left out a lot of other parts of my character because, you know, he already knew me, and so he had, like, a predisposed idea about how I was supposed to look like, which, if you have ever done observational drawing, you know that's like the enemy of any observational drawer, illustrator, person that draws, because it's like your mind already wants to draw something in a certain kind of way instead of just looking at what you have and just drawing that, you know? And it sounds easy, but I promise you it really isn't, because it's crazy the amount of hand-eye coordination that goes into this stuff. It really is. Is it bleeding through? Not really. That's cute. So yeah, I don't know. But the other times that I've been drawn, they've been really fun experiences. As in, like, I don't think I actually look like that. I don't think I actually present myself like this. But I know, like, I can see a little bit of the decision making, and it's so fun, you know? This is a lamp. This is a lamp. Oh, there's a man walking by. He has khaki shorts and blue shirt. Look at him go. Look at him go. Okay. Okay, here. Oh, there's a dog running by. There's 2 dogs running by. Oh, they're so cute. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what to do about this because it's kind of blacked out building, so I'm just gonna, like, make shapes that take up the space in a similar way in which it looks like here, because there's many miscellaneous objects, so it kind of makes it harder, you know? I want to draw the sidewalk. The sidewalk is like here, and it goes through here, kind of. The pocket kind of dried out. She's gone through a lot. I think she's been with me for 3 years. It's a pretty good amount of time. I kind of like that she's dried out though, because it helps me kind of like... There's just a box here, so I don't know what to do about that. This is a concrete box. And I bet it means something, but I don't have enough detail to tell. Okay, that's my sidewalk. I'm gonna give it some texture just to give myself an idea about what it is that I want this to look like. But yeah, I feel like that also goes to like outfits and whatnot, if it makes sense, just because, like, for example, a lot of my outfits look really funky and kind of odd, and I will say that some of them are just ugly, but ugly in the sense that it isn't like super proportionate, or maybe not the most like, I guess, clean girl kind of thing. But I honestly enjoy it so much, and it's like kind of part of why I dress that way, because it's like super fun to me. It's super fun to like... I'm gonna do this place now. Oh, this is more complicated. Okay, it's fine. We'll do our best. There are lines here, which are probably wires and stuff. Oh, you can't see. I don't know. Also, I was showing like you guys my sketchbook. This is my sketchbook. Isn't she cute? Look at her. Ain't she cute? Anyways. There is a sign here. I think I've yapped too much, so I'm going to just draw for a bit. So our perspective has been messed up, but we're gonna pretend like that's fine. But using a thicker marker, I kind of have to choose what details to actually include, and it kind of makes things more blocky, which I like really like, because it just lets me, you know, focus on the overall instead of like really honing into details in one place. And it's kind of satisfying to be able to integrate more texture in a stroke, because I feel like I'm able to vary the lines a lot more, and that makes it more of an engaging picture. I feel like a lot of this drawing looks really weird because I have no idea what's happening. Oh, that's just a hammock. Okay, I can work with that. There's plants over here. I feel like I've drawn less of the street and more of the sides, which is what I was trying to avoid by doing them first. But I fear it backfired very strongly. I don't think very badly, because I don't think... Like, I really am just kind of like doodling here. I'm give this too much, I guess, seriousness. But that being said, dang, like, it's okay. If I establish that the floor is here, right? Is that appropriate? Because like this is going this way. This is meant to be going this way. But I have these things. I mean, I can totally like... Okay, I'm gonna make this shorter than it actually is. And I'm just gonna put the plants that are here. I wonder why there's so many plants just like on the street, because it looks like every store is closed. I hope they don't get stolen. It'd be kind of funny if they get stolen. It's just being live streamed to YouTube. It's like, that'd be very unfortunate for that person. But I guess that's what they get for like just stealing from like just plants that are there, you know? Like, how badly do you need to plant? I don't know. This is supposed to be a truck. Just trust. I'm trying to trust. Oh. Oh dear. Okay, it's fine. I mean, it's not terrible. It has wheels. You can kind of tell what it is. I guess that's my goal. My goal is to occupy the space. And I guess it's been done. This is because there's like a net, but like only inside. Oh look, it kind of drapes here. Okay. Is it bleeding? No. There's 2 motorcycles here. I am satisfied. I was gonna draw a cat here, so I guess I'm drawing it here now, but I want to have a cat there. Because there was a cat there once. And remembering these small moments is so important. It's so important. So I'm including it sometime. I feel like drawing architecture kind of like without actually knowing how architecture works is really fun. Because I just kind of like draw lines that I know are not straight. And I focus a lot more on the form of things, and I think it just ends up really fun. This pole, I'm gonna color it in because I want to highlight it because this pole is just kind of like there, and it has a bunch of strings just like all here. Kind of like jumps over to this obscure building too. Keep going. Whoa. Isn't it amazing? I'm gonna color this in too because it's just kind of in the background. I don't want it to feel like it's just lacks detail. It's just that it really is just like blocked out. The street itself is just kind of made of like, I mean, it just kind of like has some flaws here and there. Let me draw the cat. I'll make the cat red, even though it's white. Let's just like, I'm gonna draw here now. Just like, that's the cat. That's our cat. There's some motorcycles passing by right now. Isn't that cool? Anyways. There's my shadow over here. And there is over here. I'm just gonna like hash that. Guess this part's pretty well illuminated. I'm gonna draw the sky because there is like some sky and I want to highlight it just because like it distinguishes between what is a building and what isn't, especially with like such blocky forms. But it's like here, this is sky. This are blocked out buildings as well. I read the other day that in Homer, seas were described as red. I didn't read much into it, just because I think I was doom scrolling at the time, but might research it later. If I do, I'll try to tell you guys what I find. It's only if I remember though. Okay, I wanna also add some lights. I'm gonna draw them pink because there's a lot of like fun lights going on here. I can't really draw them because they're moving. So the way I'm just gonna to show that they're kind of like these neon kind of things. Just like light here. I should like shutters. This is meant to be kind of like a brighter light in contrast to kind of like middle tones that I'm trying to define by just blankness, and then the darkest darks are blue. Oh, there's somebody standing in their balcony right now. It's so relaxing. I realize that my worst art comes from having too much pressure. So lately I try to draw with as much fun as possible. Terrible truck. Anyways. Ugh, now that I started like putting light on stuff, I can't really stop because like there's so much complexity that I'm not accounting for. No, I forgot what this was. This is like, these are just lights of wires. I think I'm almost done. Okay, I think I'm done because I say so. I don't know what that line was. Anyways, this is my final, I believe. Thank you for joining me again. I am gonna continue doing these, probably. Yeah. Have a great day.